Welcome again to Shelf Life Online. I would like to bring to your attention three great fiction titles that are all highly recommended. The first book is Open House by Katie Sise. This is published by Little A and it retails for $23.95. It's a complex murder mystery where you really don't know where the story is heading. It all involves the disappearance of a young girl named Emma McCullough years ago. She suddenly vanished. Police assumed she went to commit suicide, but her sister Haley never believed that. She believed there was foul play. Haley is now a medical student, and she is not going to give up her quest for closure into the case. There are some people who were associated with Emma. One of them is Priya, who was her teacher at school. Now, Priya's husband had an affair with Emma, and so it's very complex. And to add to even more confusion, Emma's good friend is her best friend is murdered. She is having an open house, and she is suddenly found dead, stabbed to death in the kitchen. So, is it a random murder that she was just chosen, or did it have something to do with Emma's disappearance? Because suddenly a bracelet that Emma had when she was last seen all those years ago suddenly is found. And so this gives Haley even more reason to believe that something, happened to her sister, and it was not just a disappearance. She just didn't wander off the face of the earth, that someone wanted to see her dead. And with all these different characters now, like Priya is a suspect, is the husband who had an affair with Emma a suspect, and the author, Katie Sise, really keeps us in the dark for much of the book. That's what makes us want to keep turning the pages. So if you're looking for a very interesting book, Open House, open the book up and start reading right away. The second book of note this week is A Stranger at the Door by Jason Pinter. This is published by Thomas and Mercer, and it retails for $23.95. It is book 2 in the Rachel Marin series, and supposedly a sequel to the very first book, Hideaway, which I had not read. But obviously, if it's as good as this book, then I just might go back and seek out the first book. Rachel Marin is sent a email from her son's professor at school, Matthew Linklater, that something is going on involving the students at the high school. She wants to investigate, but before this can happen, Matthew Linklater is murdered. So now the suspect list starts. And Rachel Marin has a boyfriend who is a police officer, John Serrano. So with John, the two start to investigate. And it's a very complex web because Matthew Linklater's girlfriend, Gabrielle Vargas, she's almost not who she seems to be. And this is a very interesting premise as well, too. Now, suddenly from Rachel's past comes a woman who is now known as Evie. Her name was Myra. And the two had interactions in the past. In fact, Evie knows some things about Rachel that Rachel does not want to become public. So she's not really blackmailing her, but she wants her to go along with her in this investigation. Meantime, Rachel's son, Eric, is really becoming distant, and it's obvious that he is in something that he shouldn't be in. So she follows him one night in the middle of the night to a football field, and she sees that a bunch of boys from the school are being recruited to do some illegal things. So let's just say it gets very deep, very intense, and we have no idea where the story's going. But the book is really well written. Rachel Marin is a very interesting character, and hopefully there will be more books in the series. Jason Pinter has created a very, very enticing tale where you have to keep reading. It's one of those books that you don't want to put down, and it is a book that you definitely should seek out if you're looking for another quality book. The final book this week, and possibly the best of the three, is Margaret Truman's Murder on the Metro by Jon Land. This is book 31 in the Capital Crimes series. As many of you know, Margaret Truman, a most gifted writer, died in 2008. At that time, she had 23 books in the Capital Crimes series. After that, Donald Bain took over the series, and he has been writing up to book 30. Well, Jon Land, who is noted for the Caitlin Strong series, one of my favorite series, he is now taking over the Capital Crime series, and he's definitely brought a new perspective and a new depth to this series, making it so far one of the best. The book involves, it begins with, in Israel, a former Mossad agent is on the beach with her granddaughter, and a drone suddenly flies over, actually several drones, and they start shooting people on the beach via machine guns on the drone. Several people, a lot of people, are killed. The lady, Leah Gans, she sees this and she vows to get to the root of the matter and why it happened. Meantime, in the United States, the vice president, Stephanie Davenport, suddenly has a heart attack, and she is found by Kendra Rendine, a Secret Service agent. Now, it appears death by heart attack, but Kendra believes something else went on, and it's very hushed up. So she contacts private investigator Robert Brixton, and he starts to check into it. Actually, Robert Brixton has had an interesting life. His daughter died many years ago as a result of a terrorist attack, and now he notices a potential terrorist attack on the Washington Metro. Someone looks very out of place, and he thwarts the attack. And now there's just so much going on. As well, the President of the United States at this time, he has dementia, and he gets very, very confused. Now his wife, she loves him, but she also has very ulterior motives too, and she is in on this terrorist plot that threatens to kill millions. Robert Brixton finds out about this. In fact, he is in contact with somebody, Mr. Baker, who suddenly disappears. So you don't know who to trust, but Leah Gans and Robert Brixton team up, and they have to save the day because the terrorist attack is about to take place. It will decimate the United States like never before. The country will fall to its knees. And so every page is filled with more and more intensity. It's not a long book. It's under 300 pages. But Jon Land has really packed everything into this book. So if you want a real edge of your seat thriller, this is the book for you. So those are the three books this week. I hope you will seek them out and add them to your reading lists. So as always, I thank you for listening to listening to my online shelf life videos here, and I hope you will continue to watch them. Send me your feedback, and you take care, keep social distancing, stay well, and above all, stay safe. Bye for now.